Freedom Trail Realty, Real Estate Exam, Flashcards, 91 questions with explained answers. Flashcard 1. Term, what does the title search look for? Definition, ownership, certain types of ownerships. Flashcard 2. Term, where are riparian rights implemented? Definition, original 13 colonies. Flashcard 3. Term, real versus personal attachment. Definition, is the property permanently attached to the land, by nails or roots, directly/indirectly? If yes, then it is real property. Flashcard 4. Term, real versus personal. What are the four main differences between real and personal property? Definition, attachment, adaptability, intention, and agreement. Flashcard 5. Term, questions to ask buyers/buyer's agents. Definition, are you pre-approved? What's your time frame? When are you available to see the property? How is the client going to pay for the property? Flashcard 6. Term, who usually pays for advertisements? Definition, the agent or brokerage. Flashcard 7. Term, what consist of air rights, air lots? Definition, vertical interest, 80 feet, 500 feet above the highest appurtenance. Flashcard 8. Term, once an agreement is signed, how long before the listing must go on MLS? Definition, 24 hours. Flashcard 9. Term, what are the two main types of insurance? Definition, general liability insurance and professional liability insurance. Flashcard 10. Term, what is property? Definition, anything subject to ownership. Flashcard 11. Term, what are chattel? Definition, movable personal property. Flashcard 12. Term, what do littoral rights relate to? Definition, large bodies of water. Lakes, oceans, and ponds. Bodies that are affected by tides and currents and do not run through the land itself. Flashcard 13. Term, what are the three parties involved in a real estate transaction? Definition, principal, special agent, and subagent. Flashcard 14. Term, what role does the mortgage have in a promissory notes? Definition, it is security for the note. It is also the pledging of property as collateral for the debt. Flashcard 15. Term, what are the two parties involved in a financing arrangement? Definition, the mortgagor and the mortgagee. Flashcard 16. Term, riparian rights, what is considered non-navigable water? Definition, no boats. Is it safe enough for a craft of some kind? If it's swimming only, then it is non-navigable. Flashcard 17. Term, what does a 1099 independent contractor title mean? Definition, that someone is self-employed. They have their own schedule, can turn down work, use their own methods. The brokerage is only there for branding and liability. Flashcard 18. Term, what is a deed? Definition, receipt for real estate. Flashcard 19. Term, who pays the salesperson? Definition, the brokerage. Flashcard 20. Term, what are implements? Definition, annual or semi-annual crops, property of tenant. They are plants that are planted with the expectation of being harvested or pulled from the land. Flashcard 21. Term, what Supreme Court case that established vertical interests? Definition, U.S. v. Cosby. Flashcard 22. Term, what are direct improvements? Definition, makes direct contact to the ground, fixtures, example, house, shed, flagpole, pool, curtain mounts, or blinds. Flashcard 23. Term, what is a promissory note? Definition, it states, I owe you, it is evidence of the debt. It outlines the terms of the loan. Flashcard 24. Term, what does CTG stand for? Definition, under contract. It declares when there is an accepted offer, but you're waiting on something before the contract is signed. Flashcard 25. Term, what does the bill of sale show? Definition, receipt for personal property. Flashcard 26. Term, what is the right to disposition? Definition, rent, sell, and will. Flashcard 27. Term, can air rights be sold or leased? Definition, yes, they can also be subdivided. Flashcard 28. Term, what are the implications of working under a 1099? Definition, there are quarterly tax payments and there is no health insurance or 401k. Flashcard 29. Term, what does utilization pooling mean? Definition, if there are several properties that share the land where minerals are found, then you must share it between the neighbors. Flashcard 30. Term, riparian rights, for properties that border non-navigable water, to what point do they own? Definition, the midpoint. Flashcard 31. Term, what does prep the listing refer to? Definition, staging, decluttering, renovation, photography/videography. Flashcard 32. Term, real versus personal adaptability. Definition, was it custom built to fit? Or does it fit anywhere? If yes, then real property. Flashcard 33. Term, what do extended land rights establish? Definition, how far down, how high, or how wide a property is. Flashcard 34. Term, What does the doctrine of capture state? Definition: that even if the owner of the land doesn't own their minerals, they still have the right to capture them. No one owns the minerals, but the owner of the property owner has the right to go get it. Flashcard 35. Term: who pays for what when the listing is being prepped? Definition: seller pays for decluttering, renovation, agent pays for staging, photography, videography, unless brokerage does. Flashcard 36. Term: what is financing? Definition: receiving or providing money for the purposes of buying real estate. Flashcard 37. Term: what does an implied easement allow? Definition: for an owner who purchases mineral rights separately from the land itself to harvest those minerals automatically, can sometimes depend on the state. Flashcard 38. Term: what is the right to exclusion? Definition: to limit access to. Flashcard 39. Term: how far do mineral rights, subsurface rights, extend? Definition: to the Earth's core, can be subdivided. Flashcard 40. Term: riparian rights, what is considered to be navigable water? Definition: used by boats, safe enough for a craft of some kind. Flashcard 41. Term: in Ma, what do littoral rights establish? Definition: that rights extend from mean high tide water to low water line or 10 rods, whichever is less. The public has an easement over the land between high and low water lines. This is the area that the public can use for fishing, swimming, navigation, etc. Rights are not to the water, but to the land underneath. Flashcard 42. Term: what is the main difference between a broker and salesperson? Definition: brokers will handle client money, escrow account. Only brokers can work independently while salespeople must work for a broker. Flashcard 43. Term: what are the two types of improvements? Definition: direct and indirect improvements. Flashcard 44. Term: what does P&S stand for? Definition: purchase and sale agreement. Flashcard 45. Term: what is MLS, multiple listing service? Definition: database of listings that are available in Massachusetts. Flashcard 46. Term: in order to reinstate your real estate license, you should. Definition: send a written request to the board and you will likely have to take a course as well. Flashcard 47. Term: what happens during a closing? Definition: the sale goes on record, the brokerage gets paid money, and the brokerage pays salesperson. Flashcard 48. Term: riparian rights, for properties that border navigable water, to what point do they own? Definition: to the accretion line, up to the bank/water line. Flashcard 49. Term: what is the right to enjoyment? Definition: use it any legal way, make it bigger, make it multifamily. Flashcard 50. Term: what authority determines air rights? Definition: the Federal Aviation Authority established navigable airspace in relation to local plane routes. This is also determined by local laws. Flashcard 51. Term: what happens during a seller consultation? Definition: listing agreement, sit down with seller, ask them questions about what they need from the sale, timeline, price, marketing, what they want the sale to look like. Flashcard 52. Term: what does a 6D certificate verify? Definition: verifies that the condo fees or special assessments have been paid up to date by the seller. Flashcard 53. Term: who is a buyer's agent? Definition: someone representing a buyer. Flashcard 54. Term: what happens if someone else has the mineral rights to your land? Definition: then you only own the surface rights which extend 30 feet below surface, therefore you would be unable to dig to the core. Flashcard 55. Term: what is collateral in real estate terms? Definition: when the borrower hypothecates, pledges, the property as collateral for the loan. Flashcard 56. Term: what are riparian rights associated with? Definition: running water bodies, rivers, streams, or brooks. Flashcard 57. Term: what happened with USV Cosby? Definition: a farmer had chickens that were disturbed by airplanes. Farmer argued that his ownership went to heavens. Flashcard 58. Term: what is an appurtenance? Definition: an extension outside the bounds of property itself, example, mailbox, chimney, driveway, or pathway. Flashcard 59. Term: what does the board do? Definition: reinstates the licenses, enforce law, issue license, suspension and revocation. Flashcard 60. Term: what is the right to control? Definition: to use it. Flashcard 61. Term: when would our rights be sold or leased? Definition: where there are cell towers. Flashcard 62. Term: what does professional liability insurance cover? Definition: protects people against other people, protects against mistakes made by broker/salesperson during a transaction, covers a lost offer deposit. Flashcard 63. Term: where is the doctrine of prior appropriation used? Definition: used for water rights in the western states. Flashcard 64. Term, how is financing defined? Definition, the cost of borrowing money is interest. Flashcard 65. Term, what is considered real property? Definition, land and everything attached to it, real estate, realty, immovable property, and fixtures, may be indirectly attached. A.K. Amounted equals attached. Bought items are personal, but become real when installed. Flashcard 66. Term, what are liquid minerals? Definition, oil or gas, has to be free-flowing. Flashcard 67. Term, what is the difference between a deed and a title? Definition, a deed is a tangible thing and the title is the theory or idea that goes along with it. Flashcard 68. Term, what are improvements? Definition, permanently attached either directly or indirectly. Flashcard 69. Term, which questions not to ask buyers? Definition, marital status, kids, etc. Keep the questions to the property and the qualifications to buy. Flashcard 70. Term, what does the statute of frauds require? Definition, that real estate contracts be in writing. Flashcard 71. Term, who is responsible for the salesperson's mistakes? Definition, the brokerage. Flashcard 72. Term, when does a 1099 worker get paid and how much is taken out in taxes? Definition, only paid when sale occurs, commission only, and no taxes are taken out. Flashcard 73. Term, when does annexation refer to? Definition, when personal property becomes real property. Flashcard 74. Term, who is the subagent? Definition, an agent that works on behalf of another agent. Flashcard 75. Term, benefits of joining realtors. Definition, discounts for MLS, discounts on insurance, rental cars, and netto working. Flashcard 76. Term, what is included in the bundle of rights? Definition, right to, possession, control, enjoyment, exclusion, and disposition. Flashcard 77. Term, in order to obtain a broker's license. Definition, you must have 3 YRS experience as a salesperson, work 25 hours/week, take 40 hours course, be bonded for $5,000. Flashcard 78. Term, what are indirect improvements? Definition, attached to the property but does not attach to the land directly. Flashcard 79. Term, how is the board created? Definition, appointed by governor. This keeps everything fair and non-biased. Checks and balances, the seats are volunteer positions, unpaid, meet 4 times a year minimum, must have at least 3 members present for a decision, serves 5-year terms. Flashcard 80. Term, how do listings end up on other real estate websites? Definition, MLS syndicates, sends out, to other websites. Flashcard 81. Term, what is the right to possession? Definition, to own it. Flashcard 82. Term, what does general liability insurance cover? Definition, protects property against people, coverage for personal property damage that might occur at the office or at showings, repair, fair housing fine, consumer protection lawsuit, broken heirloom of client. Flashcard 83. Term, what are solid minerals? Definition, gold, has to be tangible, diamonds, turquoise, or clay. Flashcard 84. Term, how far down do land rights/surface rights go? Definition, 30 feet below the land itself. Examples, pool, geothermal energy, septic system, basement, well, farming, garden, bunker, landscape, fire pit, or fence. Flashcard 85. Term, what is conveyed in a deed? Definition, legal title or ownership. Flashcard 86. Term, who is a seller's, listing, agent? Definition, someone representing a seller. Flashcard 87. Term, what consists of personal property? Definition, anything not associated or not attached with land. This includes personal, chattel, movable property. Flashcard 88. Term, real versus personal intention. Definition, what was the intent of the person who installed the property? Was it intended to be real or personal? Flashcard 89. Term, what does the Board A.K. of the Division of Professional Licensure, DPL, consist of? Definition, 2 unlicensed persons, 3 brokers of 7+ years experience, 1 is a chairperson. Flashcard 90. Term, what is the bundle of rights? Definition, all rights can be bundled, or you can choose to not hand over certain rights when making an agreement. Flashcard 91. Term, who is the principal? Definition, a person who hires an agent to represent them. This can be a seller, buyer, landlord, broker, or tenant.